So there's a story out today, Above the Fold, front page, Above the Fold, in the Observer Dispatch. And it's a story about this Purcell project and these apartments that we're going to be going across from the auditorium. Here's the headline. Apartment project on hold. Developer names Nano Utica. Uncertainty is factor. However, other officials are pointing to prior delays. Anthony Brindisi, the Assemblyman, on the line right now. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. So your thoughts are that this thing was already dead. That has nothing to do with the announcement the other day.
It's really been no secret for the last few weeks that this thing's been dead for a while. And you can just point to the fact that Purcell entered into an agreement with the city back in April of this year. Under the rules, the URA rules, they had 60 days to close on the property. Okay, so which brings you up to June. 6 months we're still sitting here, and this company has not closed on the property. And conveniently, they see the news last week about AMS and decide to use that as their a basis for pulling out of the project.
Yeah.
When they know full well the paper has been working on a story for the last couple of weeks about them not closing on the deal. And I don't know any entity, homeowner, developer that's afforded the 6-month luxury of sitting on a piece of property in the city of Utica and not closing on the deal. If they did have if they did need more time, they should have applied for the extension and gone through the proper avenue to get that extension.
Yeah.
But 6 months is a long time. And for anyone to come on the air and say that, oh, well, it's a big project to take that amount of time, that's being disingenuous as well, because they should have come back for an extension if they needed more time. The fact of the matter is this project wasn't going anywhere. It was a bad project in the first place, but it wasn't going anywhere after that. So to use Nano as an excuse is really sending the wrong message to the community. And I don't think we want developers like that in our region.
Wow, interesting.
That's a big statement. I got to tell you, you feel this. I think you take this personally, as I think a lot of people will, in that it is taking advantage of a very difficult situation.
It's a very difficult situation.
Yeah.
Look, if the developer is truly backing out because they have concerns, they want to do more market studies, whatever the fact may be, so be it. But this is a particular company that has been sitting on this piece of property for a long time.
Yeah.
They haven't closed on the property in over 6 months. No extensions have been given for them to take that amount of time. I don't know any kind of, like I said, I don't know any group that would be given that kind of a luxury. Mm-hmm. And they know that the paper's been working on a story for a couple of weeks now, even before Nano was announced, about what's going on with the Purcell property.
Right.
So it's just convenient for them to use this as an excuse. And I would be very concerned if any city official said the same thing.
Yeah. Now, I do have to say that the mayor kind of alluded to in the story that Nano, and maybe I hope I'm not misquoting him, but he did seem to allude that the AMS announcement played a role here. But that is in contrast to what he said at the press conference the other day. And it was Andrew that asked the question, and the mayor said no one had invested in Utica based on Nano.
Well, that should be clarified then, because I know that there are other developers. The one in North Utica there that's doing the Schuyler Commons project is still moving forward despite this news. And look, if there's concerns and they're legitimate, that's fine.
Yeah.
But to use this as an excuse is really disingenuous at best. Well, it sends the wrong message to the community that developers truly are backing out.
Yeah.
When in fact, this developer already had problems long before Nano was announced.
Okay, makes it. Now, earlier this morning when we talked about this, I had a few callers that had some questions. One guy that called in earlier, lives in an apartment complex, and they were working a deal with the city to transition those apartments into more luxury apartments, and he said that has stalled. And he's having a difficulty getting back and forth with the city. I would imagine there are deals that, listen, we know deals have been put into place here based on the progress that's going on, especially in Marcy.
No question about it.
What I think is important here is this man said, these developers feel that Nano is dead in Utica, and I want you to address that, because that's not what we're hearing, and certainly not what the state is saying right now.
No, it's not dead. What people have to do, this is a major setback, as I said at the news conference, as I said to the paper this week and everyone else on your show. It's a major setback for our area. But we have a couple good things going for us. Number one, we have a large sum of money that is dedicated to that site for a semiconductor facility to be built there. Number two, and I just talked to Steve yesterday, DeMio again yesterday, there are a number of leads that are already interested in the project, in the parcel of land up there in Marcy. So this is a roadblock. This is a bump in the road.
Yeah.
But moving forward, I'm confident that we have the attention from the Empire State Development Group, who is now going to be overseeing any kind of project, not Fort Schuyler Management or SUNY Poly. You have the economic development professionals overseeing it, and then if we do this right, we can move forward and land a company at that parcel of land. So let's work together to figure out how that gets done. The governor was here making promises a year ago of jobs.
Yeah.
It's fully my intention to make sure that he follows through on that commitment, okay? That is the main focus of my job. It's been the main focus. It'll continue to be the main focus because the people of this area deserve nothing less.
Andrew.
So Steve had mentioned at the press conference on Friday that this building, the chip fab plant, was not actually intended just for AMS, that there would be other companies to come in and have lease deals to use the building. So really, the process will kind of just move along without AMS, and hopefully, is there still a possibility, I guess, of multiple companies going in and leasing that building?
There definitely is a possibility. There's one particular company that they had been talking to that they had hoped to bring onto the property in addition to AMS, because you can fit multiple fabs or factories, whatever you want to call them, on that parcel of land. It's also capable of being utilized by one big chip factory. There was a company that was looking at the property back in 2013 that would have taken the entire piece of land.
Yeah.
The fact is that this property is further along than it's ever been in terms of permitting and infrastructure and all the other things that go along with these types of greenfield sites. So you have $500 million sitting on a table, a shovel-ready piece of land. There's going to be a lot of interest in companies for that property, believe me.
Right. And then I want to, can you clarify for people that I think is still confusing, the difference between manufacturing and assembly, the difference between what is already up there and has contracts in place, and this manufacturing plant that was going to be built for AMS?
Well, the work that AMS will be doing, really, because they make sensors. So sensors are used in all kinds of applications. You know, you have sensors in your car that tell you when your tire pressure is low. You have sensors in medical equipment, all kinds of different applications. So they were going to be manufacturing the computer chips that are used in these sensors for, I believe it was their power electronics division, which was a growing part of their company. And what happened was, because the timeline wasn't adhered to, they had to make other arrangements to have that work contracted out to other companies to do it for them.
Yeah.
So then when problems arose and Empire State Development started to get involved, AMS went back to the drawing board to say, well, can we move this product line to another division in our company, whether it's automotive or somewhere else, to see if we could maybe do a facility there for that particular product line. It just didn't work for them in the end.
Right.
But like Howard Zemsky said when he was here on Monday, I don't think AMS is really truly gone. This is not the right time for them, given where they are in their company. But a year or 2 years down the road, I think the relationship has been built with New York State, where they're comfortable now that the right players are involved, and they had nothing but nice things to say about the community and the local officials that worked with them on the project. So that's how you get business deals done, is by building relationships, and a good relationship was built with AMS, where there is a possibility down the road for other projects.
Okay. We also had a question this morning, Assemblyman, regarding the future of the hospital and a correlation between SUNY Poly. Is the plan? What is your understanding on this hospital is going forward, regardless of whether Nano is here or not? Is that correct?
It's a completely separate project. The hospital is in the process of filling out the application from the Department of Health for accessing the money that has been allocated towards the hospital project. I think that's due towards the end of January. They have to get that back to the Department of Health to review that. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a separate issue and something that's still moving forward. So, let's get that one done.
Specifically, the caller's question this morning was there any consideration of Marcy and the Nano project and AMS and any of that? Did that play any role in making the decision to come downtown versus elsewhere?
Look, if there were further research possibilities with the hospital and SUNY Poly.
Yeah.
The proximity to the campus certainly was beneficial. None of that stuff, that was just stuff that was being talked about. Nothing was concrete.
Got it.
The hospital is going downtown because of the central location of the facility, the access to patients that they serve, the proximity to the employees that work in the hospital, the ease of access with the arterial and the Oriskany Boulevard and all the other points of ingress to the hospital in that area. That's why the hospital's going downtown, with the added benefit that, if done properly, it will have an economic spark with existing businesses in the downtown region. So those are considerations that were given as to why the hospital is going downtown.
And then finally, and I'll let you go, I appreciate you allowing us to get all these questions in here this morning. There's a ton.
Sure.
I mean, there are a lot of questions out there right now.
And that's why I'm here today to answer them. And I told the paper the same thing. I want to be out there. And as I put on Facebook over the weekend, I'm not one to run and hide. I'm here to answer questions.
And we appreciate that. Now, back to Purcell. Have you had any conversation? Do you think that this, the fact that they are basically out of this deal, could open the door? I know that that it looks like they're asking to have this place put back on, the property put back on the docket, if you will.
I know Councilman Marino's made that request, and I think you'll hear more about that at the council meeting tonight, I'm sure.
And I guess, have you had any conversations with Rob Ash? Is there any possibility that complex they were talking about could have some new life blown into it here?
I'm not sure if the way the AUD was treated, they feel it's something they want to go forward with. They had visions for expanding into that area to make other sports and entertainment venues. Yeah. To create a district down there to really complement the Utica Commons and Utica College Pioneer hockey program at the AUD. But going forward, I think because Purcell has failed to move forward in a timely manner, that property should be put back out to sale, and other entities I know and I believe would be interested in taking a look at that property again, because I never thought housing would work down there. It didn't work down there in the past. I don't see why it was going to work down there this time, but it's certainly an area where we have a thriving sports team or teams, and we should look to further capitalize on that to expand into adjacent properties to the AUD.
Got it. All right, Anthony Brindisi, we appreciate your frankness and your ability to come out there this morning and speak out on this. I appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you, guys.